Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to join Arun Puri, who was my classmate at the LSE 36 years ago, in celebrating the 25th anniversary of India Today. I actually remember Arun as a student saying that when he graduated, he was going to go home and found a national news magazine. I thought he was dreaming, and I guess he was dreaming, but his dream has become an extraordinarily impressive reality. And on this Silver Jubilee, we should all wish India Today continued ability to inform us, to enlighten us, to entertain us, and to rise to ever greater heights. There's another reason I'm very happy to be here. That is, was mentioned by Jairam Ramesh, which is I'd begun to fear that this trip to India was jinxed. 3 times in the past year I'd planned to come to India, only to have to cancel cancel the trip once because of Turkey, once because of Argentina, and then, as you all recall, this crisis. I keep saying crisis, it must be on my mind. This conference was actually planned for October, but had to be postponed because of September the 11th. In any case, I'm delighted to be here. Delighted that my last trip as a member of the IMF, which I will be leaving at the end of this month, is to India. Now, this meeting takes place at a time of uncertainty for the world economy. The world economy is still in recession, and the outlook is uncertain, but there are grounds for some subdued optimism. I think it's reasonable to expect now that the global recovery will begin this year, will start in the United States, probably within a couple of months, and will spread as the year progresses, first from the United States, first to Europe, and then gradually to the rest of the world. Now, that means that the environment in the meantime for emerging market economies is less supportive than it used to be. The demand for exports is weaker, and the supply of capital is more variable, less reliable than it was a couple of years ago. And even India, as Governor Jalan has said, despite its relatively inward-looking nature, cannot remain insulated from these international developments. And that's why it's all the more important that India take the right steps now to boost long-term growth. What I'm going to do is begin by placing India's recent performance in context. We have to start, as we discuss India, by recognizing the progress that has taken place, especially in the last decade. And then I'll turn to some of the economic challenges that confront the economy and that stand in the way of breaking out of the third world. Now, as I speak, I'll be making proposals for policy reform. And that makes it sound as if everything is criticism. But it's very important to recall the context in which one discusses the Indian economy. Namely, India has made impressive progress during the 1990s. The point is not that it is doing badly. The point is it can do much better. And indeed, it must do much better if it is to achieve its goal of what is described as breaking out of the third world. Well, I don't know how long that will take, and I'm not sure that that's the exactly correct description of what's likely to happen, because it will take a long time, even for growth at 8 or 9%, which is discussed, to take India out of the third world. But what India can do is make a decisive break with the past and join the fast-growing economies of East Asia.